Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 2nd of August 2023. So I'd like to address this video to a group of people who are likely, well, I wouldn't have thought many people will be watching this video, but some of them might, if not now in the immediate future, maybe at some point down the line. And I'm talking or addressing this video to all of the enablers, as I'd call them. These are people who are helping the powers that shouldn't be in their nefarious plans of net zero and all of the other things, 15-minute prison cities, digital currencies, digital IDs, and the whole digital enslavement system that those things will usher in. Because believe you me, they will be ushered in. This kind of digital slavery will be ushered in, and I honestly don't think that is any kind of understatement. And there's a lot of evidence to show, well, the powers that shouldn't be, they tell you in their various documents, websites and books and things that is what they've got planned. So they themselves are telling you. And anyone who is going along with this kind of nonsense, all you're doing, and this is, I'm talking to people like the police, the 77th Brigade, if that's a real thing, which I'm pretty sure it is, believe it is, and people in the medical profession, media types, journalists, etc., etc. So the one question I'd like to ask you is, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure you know what's going on. So what do you think you're doing by staying quiet about it, by enabling it, by sort of helping the program to carry on and helping to cover things up? Because I'll tell you what, if the agenda, the final agenda is a huge reduction, reduction in the numbers of people who are on the face of this planet, we're talking maybe as little as 500 million people. Well, do you really think there's going to be a place on the ark for you? Someone relatively low down on the food chain, in the grand scheme of things. Do you honestly think that these people who are evil enough and murderous enough to implement this kind of thing, do you think they're really going to give a toss about you when it comes down to it? I'd think very, very carefully. There's very little possibility, I would suggest, that there's going to be a place on the so-called ark for you. And when your purpose is served, when it's done, you're going to be thrown to the wolves along with everybody else. It's a little bit like those sort of poor guys you saw in Schindler's List, and I'm pretty sure it was Schindler's List. You had the guys in concentration camps, the Jewish guys who had the peak caps on, and they were sort of helping the sort of SS guards to keep the rest of the inmates, concentration camp inmates, in check. And you kind of knew all along that those guys, whilst they were temporarily perhaps getting a few more rations than everybody else, or whatever their incentive was, you kind of knew that at the end of the day they would be going into the gas chambers after everybody else, once everybody else had been dealt with. And that is kind of the position you guys are going to be in. You're going to be thrown to the wolves as soon as everybody else has been dealt with. So we're getting to a point now where you really need to pick your side, get a bit brave, and come and join us, because we are the ones. I can tell you here and now, we are the ones, us in the freedom movement. We are the ones on the right side of history. Powers that shouldn't be and their enablers are most certainly on the wrong side of history, and at the end of the day you are going to lose. I've just seen a video put out by Nigel Watson, which is a very optimistic video as far as we're concerned. He says that, well, in actual fact, the WEF and their plans have already lost, and I 100% agree with that. The plan is unravelling, and there's not going to be any kind of cover up. I know they are trying their best to cover things up and to sort of hopefully not let what they had planned get out into, you know, the greater sort of public domain, public consciousness, but it will come out, and anyone who is on the wrong side are going to have to pay very, very sort of serious consequences, very long prison terms and things like that. So yeah, you just need to ask yourselves, am I doing the right thing here? I can tell you you're not, and you really need to come over to our side before it's too late and just get yourselves onto the right side of history. Start speaking out. If you're in the police, you need to start getting out there and making some arrests, because there's more than enough evidence. You know that. I don't care what your superiors are saying to you. Oh, you need to drop this, just ignore it. I'm afraid that won't wash, and as I mentioned in yesterday's video, there is this thing called the doctrine of the lesser magistrate, where lower ranking people can override decisions and diktats and what have you, orders of higher ranking people, if they are breaking the law, breaking moral codes and acting in a very, very bad way. So that's what you need to do. You need to start getting out there, making some arrests. If you're a journalist, same goes for you. You need to start publishing some articles, somehow getting around your superiors, and kind of somehow managing to get an article into your publications, bypassing or sidestepping whoever is giving you your orders. Don't care how you do it, you just need to find a way and do it, so that you start getting the truth out there, because most people now are aware of what the truth is, and it's up to you to get it out there, to play your part in defeating the powers that shouldn't be, and getting the truth out there and exposing these crimes and helping us to bring people responsible for those crimes to account. And like I say, don't think there is any place on the ark for you alongside the powers that shouldn't be. No, they will most certainly throw you overboard, throw you to the wolves, whatever kind of metaphor you want to use, but you will not be on that ark, I can tell you. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.